What's happening, guys? It's Bradley. Oh God, Bradley. I don't know
it's Bradley from S. It is Bradley from S Club here.
Right. Okay. I never say my first name. What the hell? What's happening, guys? It's B-Rad from the FSB creators here, and we're back again with another FUT Tiers podcast. Now, obviously, this is usually just myself, Luke, and Mers, but we actually have a guest on the channel today, and that is George, aka GH Gaming. How you doing, buddy?
I'm alright, yeah. Thanks for inviting me.
You are most welcome. Me and George have actually just recorded an episode of FUT Eliminator on my YouTube channel, so go and check that out. But hey, let's just introduce the other two members of FSB creators. How you doing, guys?
I'm not doing too badly, but I just heard you say on your channel. You sure you don't want to say the FSB channel right there? You know?
No, because it's not a collab between me and you or Luke. It's
on his channel. But I say
on my channel.
Any outside collab. We made that rule. Any outside collabs go on your own channel. Do you remember this?
We did make that rule.
We did.
Yeah.
Wait, so is there going to be another FUT Eliminator for the FSB channel
creators channels? Yeah,
there will be. There will.
Okay. It's
so we'll
double
Spicy.
FUT Eliminator.
Near future. Hopefully around maybe one of the new one to watch cards, or basically, let's just get into it. One of the many Player of the Month SBCs that have come out.
Oh, yes.
I mean, in terms of, I don't know how everyone feels about this. Like, in terms of the ones for value for money, and they're the only ones that I plan on doing at the moment. Boadu, I've done him because that was cheap as chips, and I've also done Benzema because obviously, given his rating, and the fact that pace isn't necessarily king in this game this year, I've done him as well. I expected, like a lot of people, I suppose, that Ronaldo would have raised fodder prices a little bit. I'm sure most of us have probably got a full transfer list, and with 26 SBCs, yeah, I felt like that was gonna happen. What do you think, George?
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that Ronaldo didn't increase the market, to be honest, because I packed a few players like Ramos and stuff like that, who I was going to save for moments like this, and then to find out that they didn't increase, it was just a bit annoying, you know. But I don't know, not a lot we can really do about it. It's annoying because some of the SBCs are great value, but then there's some on the other end of the spectrum which are ridiculous value. You know?
I mean, I think, let's face it, like at 2.2 million, he's good value because if
well,
Fodder
yeah,
grows,
but
then obviously
hold up, guys,
he would be.
Hold up, stop. For some reason my webcam died.
We have lost Luke's face temporarily.
Oh, but we still have audio though. So
Still have audio, but I might have
Audio
to
listeners.
temporarily to get it back.
Spotify
On YouTube,
listeners.
you will not be able to see Luke's beautiful face right now.
Yeah,
The
Spotify
lighting
listeners.
died and then the webcam died at the same time, so I think my USB briefly disconnected.
Oh god.
That's always fun.
Well,
Brilliant.
What do you think about these SBCs and stuff like that,
Yeah.
Luke?
Luke.
Right, well, personally, I think ones like Bodu obviously are just shoo-ins. I considered doing Koulibaly as well, in all honesty. Part of me, the market, on the other hand, I firmly disagree. Like, market really shouldn't be changing too much because every single person and their grandmother's invested in fodder.
Yep.
Then everyone's stocked up on fodder so much that they're all trying to sell it at the same time. That means the prices will not rise. There is supply and demand. When the supply is low and the demand's high, it will go up. I.e. FUTmas.
And I do think as well that, like, with the rating boosts to some of the packs, it definitely has meant that, you know, no longer are you going to get a 50k pack where you aren't going to get an 83 rated player. So it's good in a way that you're going to get, like, rewarded for a 50k pack finally, but you know, it does mean that means the market's flooded with 83s and above.
Oh, absolutely, but you're just not going to see prices rise anytime soon.
No.
Like, let's be honest, prices are cheap at the moment, but if you're deciding to hold on to fodder, then you're not going to see the merits of that for quite some time. I bought a bunch of a perfect example of this. I bought about 9 Alabas before Ones to Watch Team 1 came out. thinking, oh, if he'll be out of packs, he'll go up. The problem is every other person thought that as well and sold him around that time, that the price went from 10, 11k down to, I think even before the promo ended, 4k. Like,
Damn.
you had to get out at a certain point. People realised he was taking a dive, so you just had to get out of there.
Yeah. The only person I've made actual like money in that sense off was Felipe Anderson. Like, I bought loads and loads of Felipe Andersons at, like, I think he was about 3,200 coins, and by the time like it got so close to his team the week coming out, he was at like 9,000. He'd tripled almost in money. And what do you think, Mers, about the Player of the Month SBCs? Have you done any? The market generally?
I haven't done any of the Player of the Month SBCs. I've done most of the one to watch SBCs that have come out. I've done Badu on my RTG account because he gets a nice strong link to Clivert, which I think is going to be a good thing once they get some upgrades. I feel like if they get the 5 wins as well. As for the Player of the Month, I haven't done any because I feel at the moment I haven't brought much fodder. I haven't got much fodder in my club. I'm thinking carefully because rewards this year, like, unless you're doing everything, there seems to be a more limited amount of rewards each week for replenishing your fodder. So I think you've got to be a bit more wiser about which SBCs you're going to go into, and about the market with prices going up. So when Ronaldo first came out, prices did go up. But that was only in the first hour, and then they just started plummeting. Because I was watching some of them, like, say for instance, Lewandowski was 45k, and then he went up to 50k, but then he dropped down to 40 basically, like a few hours later, because as like Luke was saying, everyone's stocked up on the fodder. Then everyone's going, hey, let's quickly sell it. But then the problem is one person undercuts another person, who then undercuts another person, and it just comes down. But yeah, Ronaldo's fairly priced at the end of the day, right? People that are complaining saying it's an expensive SBC, but at the end of the day, if you voted for Ronaldo, you should have seen that coming.
That's
you
what
can't
you get,
expect a Ronaldo to be 400-500k. I think what we need for fodder to really go up is that SBC that is maybe like 300-500k that has like 4-5 SBCs that everyone's looking and going, that's going to be an OP card. That's the kind of card that I want to have in my team and can last like until, I don't know, team of the year or something like that in everyone's team. That is probably what's going to call, or icon SBCs.
Icon SBC is what I was going to jump in with.
Yeah, icon SBCs is going to be the repeatable icon SBC. That is truly what is going to increase the market. But until then, it's going to be as it is, really. And each week it's going to keep coming down. And if it doesn't go up, you've got next month with Black Friday. That's going to probably cause market to go down.
Oh God, that's
even
going to
more,
be horrendous.
because everyone's going to be flooding the market even more then.
Yeah, I think it's going to take a while to recover for sure.
Yeah, but other than that, I think that is probably about it for the market and Player of the Month opinions. So obviously this weekend we've seen FUT Champs for the first weekend of FIFA 22. I think I'm the only person who was lucky enough, or should I say unlucky enough, to qualify. Although, to be fair, I didn't really do the qualifying matches myself. I played 5 of them, sat at 2 and 3. Someone offered to, who gets like Elite 1 in previous FIFAs, offered to play the remaining ones, got me through into FUT Champs. I was like, okay, cool. I'll set myself a target, 8 and 12. Should be easy. I'm a Gold 2 standard player. That's roughly sort of same win. Well, it's less than win percentage for old FIFA. So I was like, I should be able to do that. Yeah, I was 2 and 8 after 10 matches. After Friday, Saturday comes along. I'm playing. I play 3 matches. I was a bit unlucky with 2 of the matches. So went to extra time. Someone scored in the last minute. Another one. Getting a last minute goal, couldn't really do anything about it. It was like drawing at that time, hoping to go into extra time or go to penalties in those games, but they win. So I was like, okay, do you know what? I'm just going to go for the full win. So I was sat on 3 and 12, what was that? 3 and 11 or something like that at the time. I was just like, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep like, I'll play a golden goal or something like that. If they score first, I'm just going to quit out and just go for the full wins, because I was just like, I just want to get over and done with. I don't just want to get over and done with. But what are your plans for FUT Champs like this year, say for instance? And also EA made a mistake with the red picks this weekend, which I quickly need to touch on.
Yeah.
EA made the red picks tradable to
EA
begin
made
with.
a mistake.
Yeah, wow, yeah, exactly.
Not like EA.
Come on.
Not like
EA makes a mistake.
Come
They made the red picks tradable. Then they went, oh god, no, actually that's going to benefit the player base. Quick, let's fix our mistake. So they removed the player picks, and now they're back to being untradeable. I'm still waiting for my red player picks, because basically EA, you know, when they try to fix something, they drag their feet about it, and it probably might be waiting a day or two for my red player picks. But yeah, so Brad, like, what is your thoughts, and what are you going to be doing for like FUT Champs this FIFA 22? Are you going to play much? Because I know you don't tend to.
I mean, the thing is, so like, when I get to like, when I have to stay up for a night shift, like that's really when I get the hours to be able to play the game. Other than that, obviously I work shifts with the ambulance service. I've then got a newborn, so my basically any time I get to play on this is probably going to be for recording content, just because that's more important to me than grinding through the champ side of things. But eventually, so I was then looking, like, because I remember seeing that like you don't keep your qualification points all the way through this year, so your qualification points only last for the first season, so they're season based now. So obviously I have to get to 1500 by the end of this season to even go in. Well, I'm at 500 qualification points, so I've played enough games to have gotten 500 points. I think I played like 11, 12 games. So it probably will get me an entry this side to then try and qualify. But then how easy I then find it to qualify, we'll see. I don't know, if I do then get into one, then I think I'd be stupid not to just have a go and see what it's like. I think 20 games means it's less stressful, but by the sounds of what everybody else has been telling me, this at the moment is the sweatiest Champs has ever been. But that, I think, part and parcel comes with the fact that, like myself, so and maybe some of the, no offense, poorer players aren't in it at the moment. Will gradually get in it the more and more they play and get their qualification points. So you're probably looking at like 2 or 3 weeks yet before we start to see some of the lesser players in Champs. I like the way the rewards are, in the sense that I like the fact that you can just redeem them straight away after you've done it, so you don't have to wait for this like sense of achievement thing, and we still get rewards on a Thursday and a Sunday morning with if you do squad battles. But even so, even with all that being said, I played it like only 3 times last year, and it was stress. It was absolute stress. So that part I'm not looking forward to.
I mean,
but yeah,
what I would say is anyone that apparently gets rank 2 or 1 gets instant qualification for the next FUT Champs, so they don't have to do the qualifying, which I think would make qualifying a little bit easier, like you say, in a couple weeks' time, when some of the lower division players have accumulated enough points to have a go at it. But when it comes to the actual FUT Champs event on the weekend, I do feel like you won't see some of those low, like the bronze, maybe lower silver standard players. So
div 10 to 8 players.
So there is it's going to be a lot tougher in FUT Champs, which I felt a bit of a shame, because I feel they should still make that FUT, because originally they changed it from the tournament style to the old 2000, you enter, everyone gets to play in FUT Champs, back to that old style now, where it's like you have to be good at the game to get into that elite sort of like weekend competition to get the best rewards. I would have preferred it if they did it, you get the 1,500, you enter, everyone gets to do it, no need to qualify, 20 games, that would have been better as well. Maybe change up the number of wins needed in that sort of scenario for each of the ranks. But GH, what's your thoughts and opinions on FUT Champs and the red pick fiasco?
It's basically moved the stress somewhat more to the week, because players like me, and you obviously, who are not as good at the game, are struggling to either A, get enough points, or B, find the time to get enough points. Because for someone like me, I could have definitely got the points, but I didn't really have enough time with all the other things that you want to try and do, like trading, investing, everything else on the game, Silver Stars, which has come out. There's only so much time someone who doesn't do FIFA as a living full time can put into the game. So I think it's made it it's a lot harder for people like us to try and do anything, And with the issue of, I think the Reds was ridiculous, because the people who have essentially got tradable Reds, it's unfair on everyone else, because they've just capitalised on however many coins they've been given.
Has anything been released about those? Like, is they planning on taking them off people, or
no? But
not
it's normal issue of if you've managed to capitalise on it, you get to keep it, basically.
Wow.
Yeah, a bit like last year with the SBCs, where people got to capitalise on doing an SBC quickly. They got their player for a lot cheaper before it was patched.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then they potentially got to redo the SBC if they really wanted to as well, to get like maybe some rewards or something like that.
It's stupid. It's really stupid.
Yeah. On a little bit that you're touching on there, GH, about the time constraints, right? Because like FUT Champs last year, when you played your FUT Champs, that worked towards that score in Division Rivals as well. Getting those rewards. Now FUT Champs doesn't help you with Division Rivals. You've now got to play Division Rivals to get Division Rival rewards, which means now you technically have to play more games. So even though they've reduced Weekend League to 20 matches, it's 29 matches with the qualifying.
Yeah.
And then when you add on Division Rivals, so you then you got to get the 7 wins to get the upper tier of rewards, but you're not going to win 7 straight if you're an ordinary player, right? So you probably got to play 12 on top of that. So realistically, EA have actually added another 10 matches that you have to play in a week to get your to keep on top of the power curve, with making sure that you're getting like every sort of like bit of rewards from Division Rivals, squad battles, FUT Champs and stuff. So I think it's a bit cunning by EA, because they're making it sound like they're trying to help us, but if anything, they're forcing you even more to be playing their game every single day. But Luke,
trying to screw us over.
How are you feeling with FUT Champs, red picks, and just generally everything?
I mean, I enjoyed my week out of it. I'm pretty much ready for next week to jump headfirst into it. On the RTG account only, from the looks of it, I'm better on that account than I am on my main, which hurts. But with red picks, it's a typical mess up. Like, obviously, prior years, like, mess ups have been different. I don't think there's been many to do with champs in prior years, unless it's in terms of servers. This is probably one of the first ones I remember. I could be completely wrong here, but the main ones I remember are SBCs. So like Sancho having a left mid and a right mid version of his.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Stuff like being able to do player of the month Harry Kane with a non-rare bronze, stuff like that. The stuff they want to fix quickly, that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not too shocked. Obviously, you do expect some trip ups from EA throughout the year. It's what we're accustomed to at this point. Like, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to testing myself, because with you saying earlier about the aiming for 8 and 12, that you got to remember is actually the mark for elite. If you look at what the rewards are for that, that is old school elite rewards. That's technically my aim for the year, is 8 and 12.
Yeah.
By that logic, because I still aim to finally hit elite, and I will definitely claim that. That
I'm
will
gonna
not
say
be
anything
taken
about it.
from
We mentioned
me.
it too much.
That will not be taken away from me if I hit that. All right, I'm taking it.
But in terms of the win percentage, though, for it, it's not obviously the old school Elite 3, because obviously Elite 3 in the old
cut out a lot
school...
of the minnows. You know,
Yeah.
it's basically what it is FUT Champs has become the FA Cup as sorts, or the League Cup, where the big teams, the good people, enter at round 3, which is actually in the actual draw. You're still in. Get rid of all the weak people first, the smaller teams, and then you end on the FA Cup third round. Here's the Premier League teams and some Championship sides, and there you go. That's basically what they've done. They've turned it into an FA Cup of sorts, or a League Cup.
But, in my opinion, that could harm FIFA 22 in the long run, because, like, say for instance myself, I didn't really enjoy playing the FUT Champs just to grind for 4 wins. So I feel like if that continued, I just don't see the whole point of doing that, because otherwise it's a case of I'm just going to go and quit out of a lot of games, gifting 3 wins, which, okay, for some people that's lucky.
Yep.
But then if I do decide to quit like FUT Champs, and I feel like a lot of other people that would be in a similar position would be thinking about as well, is just then going to make whoever does stay in FUT Champs even more sweatier, because it's like alienating a lot of the player base. Like the minnows can't get into the final FUT Champs, so they're being alienated. Then the people that do qualify are then going to spend 75% of the time losing the matches, and you don't play the game because to enjoy the game you either have to win, I feel, or get some bit of enjoyment from the gameplay, but the gameplay isn't really enjoyable, so you're not going to get enjoyment from that. So, and you're not going to get enjoyment because you're losing 75% of the match. So then you're like, okay, I might just stick to division rivals and squad battles, and then you lose a percentage of the player base from that, and then who's left to play FUT Champs then?
Yeah, but the thing is, if we remember when FIFA 17 FUT Champs, I believe, was introduced, when it was the 40-game format, it was viewed as the thing to do. It was the top players will be playing this. They wanted the best of the best. I don't think FUT Champs was ever fully marketed as something for the casuals. It is something for the best to test themselves against the best. The serious people getting involved in that.
Makes sense. It makes sense.
If you don't want to suddenly start watering that down, so it's, oh, look, guys, look, here's FUT Champs.
Everyone's in it.
They've gone back to more their original roots of, you have to gain entry. There is an entry situation. Like there was the tournament back in the day. There is now playoffs to try and whittle out those. If you get into weekend league, you get good rewards now, regardless. That in itself is congratulations. You've made it into weekend league. Here is your reward for this. Yeah, there is no handouts. There is no
qualifying
freebies.
For it is like silver 1.
Pretty much. So if you get in, you have hit the entry point. You've earned entry into this. Congratulations! Here is your prize.
It's like where last year you could hit silver 1 and qualify for the next FUT Champs. Like that's what qualifying for it is like this year.
It might be more my sort of mentality to think like this, but it's how FUT Champs was, I believe, always intended. It became a bit too casual that people could just go. Like, even I'm guilty of this last year, just going, "Oh, guys, I'm going to stop early. I can't really. I've got entry for next week. I can just try again next week." And
but everyone did it, didn't they?
They did,
everyone.
and it's stop it.
Didn't see.
If anything, this is a If anything, this is a complacency block. People won't get complacent in FUT Champs with that about.
And actually, what I've seen, like when people are saying, "Oh, do you know what? I've got to my 8. I'm happy. I've got 5 left." People are really grateful for the fact that they're giving those wins away as well, because of the way the format is this year. Like that win means so much more than it did last year.
Oh, my last win to gain qualification on the RTG account. I mean, I've got 3 games to spare on that, but going into win number 5, someone just gave it straight to me, and I was like, "Oh, okay.
Thank you.
I'll take that. Thank you. That gets rid of the stress of me bottling it from winning my first 3 on the main account. I wish someone had done that for me there. Otherwise, I would have been playing this weekend. But yeah, it's more like it's almost like gatekeeping in a way at this point.
Yeah.
But you are if you get in, you are rewarded sufficiently. Going, congratulations, you have reached the promised land.
Yeah, definitely.
So, talking of though gameplay, etc., there have been some pitch notes. First patch,
yes.
the first patch, and how this game will drastically change from overpowered goalkeepers. They are changing some of the animations, and also I believe some sort of ones with finesses as well in here. I've got the list up in front of me here. They're trying to reduce the effectiveness of goalkeepers when diving for top corner shots taken inside the box. Now, I'm glad they've not said anything about outside the box, because those just wind me up when someone gets a 0.1 XG goal from Christ knows how far. But it's a necessary evil, I guess, if goalkeepers are so overpowered at the moment. Let's have a look, see some other stuff. There's a minor change to rivals to show you how much you need for, I believe, promotion, or possibly how much to get to the next reward base.
The next rank and reward base, yeah.
And is there anything else I can see in here? There's some stuff.
Nothing much, is
Something
it?
about a track. No. Those are the main two ones. Is reducing goalkeeper effectiveness inside the box. So if you're sticking something top bins, they are not pulling out animations from nowhere. And honestly, as frustrating as it can be, that's made me very angry and sad at the same time, depending on the game. I do like that goalkeepers have been good this year. I do like it. What's your guys' takes?
For me, I feel like it's sounding like finesses. Just go for the top corner, whether it's inside the box, outside the box now, and you're pretty much going to be guaranteed a goal, realistically.
That's probably what happens after the first patch.
It's
Yeah.
what we're trying to avoid.
Basically.
That's what I don't want.
I like the keepers.
As much as I love FIFA 12, I'm sorry, I don't want the finesse to be so insane that they have to FIFA 13 it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the keepers as they are.
I do
Personally.
feel the changes they should have made to the game, like things like maybe reducing the speed of the defender, AI defender animations, so that AI defending isn't quite as OP. Maybe things like the ping pong football that we're getting at the moment, like when you're trying to intercept a football and it's like going straight back to the opposition player. Like things like that should have been maybe the priority, but instead, because people complained about the goalkeepers, they've gone, okay, we'll do that first.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you on the ping pong, but I hate ping pong. In one of my qualification games, I tackled someone 4 times in one move, and they still scored, and it was from a kickoff.
Oh, you hate to see
it. Just drive that dagger a little bit more. It was from a kickoff.
Oh yeah.
It was so
Goodness.
bad. I think I went on to win said game, but it wound me up so much.
Would have wound me up too.
George,
do you
what's
think,
your
George?
thoughts?
I mean, I don't think the keepers need changing. I think it's, like you said before, it's probably just the fact that people are moaning about the keepers, that they're doing stuff. When they could be spending as you've already said, spending their time changing tiki-taka football, the ping pong effect or whatever. It would be nice to see that, because I've had a few times where I've tried to pass it to one of my players. It's either hit a defender on the back and just gone out for a throw-in, or it's just hit the defender full stop, where it should just go through to their player. So I don't know. I feel like that they should look, rather than just assuming everyone just wants the goalkeepers fixed, because that's what the main thing they're complaining about. Broaden their horizon and look at the whole situation. Look at other areas that people might want fixed as well. I don't know, but that's probably what I'd say. Not just look at the keepers.
I think the problem is the majority speaks so loudly to them.
Yeah,
Whether the majority
it's
is
ridiculous
right,
though.
and that is the problem. That it doesn't matter whether it's right or wrong. It's just because there's enough voices means that that's what they're going to do first.
They're easily bribed by the majority.
Yeah, similar to what you're talking about there, George. Like the amount of times I play a through ball through at my striker and it hits him on the back of the foot. I'm like, well, then what's the point in having him in the game? Like now, you kind of, I noticed, like, I don't want this nerfed either, so don't, you know, EA, if you are watching somehow, I don't believe you are.
Very ambitious of you,
if
there.
you like
we can only pray.
the lofted through balls seems to be like quite good this year. Like not, I wouldn't say over. I'm not gonna say overpowered, but it seems to be quite good this year. And mainly because I'm having to use it a lot more. Because if I send it along the floor, either my player doesn't let it run through his legs and runs onto it, or it hits him in the back of the leg, and I've lost possession anyway. So then that seems like the whole get in behind kind of custom tactics is almost just pointless, really. Like why make the run? It only works when it's down the wings.
Well, getting behind on wingers.
Yeah, basically getting behind on your wingers is the only thing that helps. But yeah, I mean, I think I like the goalkeepers as they are. I can understand what people are saying, but I'm going to liken it back to something I said a couple of episodes ago, that if I've got, and most people will have at this stage in the game, an 85 or 86 or 87 whatever rated goalkeeper, and an 81 Martial or an 81 Correa or someone like that is taking a shot at my keeper, I feel like my keeper should be coming out of top, like, quite a lot, because last year it didn't matter what keeper you had. Like, literally, it didn't matter. Like, they could have a bronze rare. Look at Mura. You can have a bronze. He is a goat. I don't want to.
I'm about to say his shooting's not terrible as well. Bear in mind.
But like you have him up top, and he would score against all the keepers last year.
He had 60 odd shooting. It's fine.
Didn't matter who you had, and so in that sense, keepers needed to be improved. It's just that people didn't like that they were so improved, and I hate to think that this patch is now going to ruin that, or just create another meta, another way of constantly being able to score goals, knowing that all I've got to do now is make sure I create enough space and finesse it in the top corner, and we're sorted.
You can't always please everyone. That's the problem. EA are going to always cater to a set of people, and then a load of other people are going to complain about it. It's just a lose-lose situation for someone.
Yeah, I mean,
you never will please everyone.
Yeah, I mean, here's an open question. If there's, because I know not all of us have said something, but if there's one thing you could change for the better right now in FIFA, what would it be? Mers obviously said ping pong. And anything unique anyone else can think of that changing? So normal through balls maybe, or AI blocking being reduced, or anything like that.
It's the blocking, I feel.
Yeah, I think the blocking needs reducing, definitely.
Yeah, I feel like I'd hate to see what happened if I set all my players on aggressive interceptions.
They'd run out of stamina, hopefully.
Because it feels like it happens anyway. I feel like that interceptions are just happening all the time on the pitch anyway. So yeah, I don't know. I think for me the through ball thing does wind me up. I do think that, like, if you're gonna play it, do you know what I would love EA to fix? And this hasn't been fixed in any FIFA that I've ever played, to be honest. And I had my brother and my mate came over yesterday, so I had my little boy on my own. We played co-op drafts, and we were just sitting there, like, taking turns to hold the baby. The two of us would play drafts or whatever. And every single time you try and play that hard cross to the player at the back post, always go to the player who's first.
Yeah, okay.
Always go to the player who's first. I think, well, what's the point in the power bar? What is the point in the power bar then? Either I'm using the power. I'm not using the power bar to send how hard I want to hit it in there. I'm sending that power bar to tell you the distance that player I want to aim to at the back post. But yet, still, like, and it's never been fixed ever. I don't know how they can get away with, like, or not get away with, how they can get around that mechanic, because, like I say, so far I've never seen that actually happen, where you can actually put it to the player at the back post. Or
I'd probably say your best bet was FIFA 19 with El Tornado crosses. That would probably been your best
the El
year
Tornadoes.
for it. That would probably been your best year for trying it.
There we go, another meta that ruined the game. You know, so yeah, maybe that's the solution. Create another meta that means you can actually aim for that person at the back.
Oh dear.
There is one thing I'd like to see return. The behind the goalkeeper camera for goal kicks and, like, free kicks that are, like, near your box, basically. The amount of times you try and aim for a certain player, like, that's deep down, and it never goes to them. It's, like, so irritating, because the problem is you're now having to try and pinpoint. guessing the exact angle that you need your analog stick, then the power for it to go to maybe like the right wing, the left wing player, but instead it'll go to the fullback, or it'll just go to it'll go out basically, and it's just like, okay, fine, thanks for that. That was an absolute waste of time, that goal kick, I guess. But yeah, that's one thing I'd like to...
You need to watch FUT Eliminator. You need to watch FUT Eliminator.
Oh, definitely.
And remember, that FUT Eliminator will not be on the main channel. That will be on Brad's channel.
Yeah, just a footnote. Yeah. So obviously, international weekend. So there's no. We talk about obviously FUT Champs and rewards and things. Potential team of the week, team 4. So. International football. Did many of you guys watch it? Generally, just across the board, many of you?
No, not really.
Bit of a busy weekend personally. So I've not actually been around as much as I should have.
So I've seen. I obviously watched the England game. I thought we had a few, sort of 2 or 3 standout performances. One of our main ones was Foden. Obviously, we know he's not going to get another team of the week. The next best player on that pitch, in my opinion, was Jadon Sancho, who is predicted in Team of the Week 4. So, you know, given that he's just had a one to watch released tonight, so this is Sunday night, as the what they call a mini Team 2 updates or whatever.
Yeah.
He's now obviously got a one to watch. So, yeah, that is obviously an interesting pick. I will then run through some of the sort of more standout players that are featured. So, Theo Hernandez for AC Milan as a left mid. Put here, so I don't know whether they played a 3 at the back with maybe wider midfielders that game, but he did score a late winner for France. You've got Robertson. I didn't see the Scotland game. I thought McTominay might be in there because he got the winner. They did obviously come down from 2-0, but
yeah, I thought he could have got in.
Got an assist.
Yeah, Robertson assisted, I think.
Yeah, there's Ilicic. Didn't see that game there either. Mahrez, I know he scored. As a right wing 87 card. Mane is the big player in this week. 90 rated Cam card. That looks incredible.
That would be nuts.
Yeah, I mean, another Brazilian right mid in the Premier League. Maybe this is going to be a theme this year, with Gabriel Jesus already having one in Rafinha. Ferran Torres, obviously he scored twice as well. They're kind of the standout players looking in here. And then there is one. Now, obviously, this is not set in stone, people. Like, when you're watching this, like, I'm not saying these guys are team of the week, so go and buy all their gold rares and you'll make coins, because it's not necessarily the case. However, this guy, Gvardiol, I'm going to say his name is, he's Croatian. He's a centre-back for Leipzig, and he's been given a featured team of the week in this team 4, and he has 89 pace and 90 physical.
Yes. No, I think he's standardly a 76 rated, if I'm not mistaken.
He's 76, yeah. They boosted him to 84. I don't know whether that's what would happen for a 76, but it might be. It might well be.
Think Ivan Toney, roughly.
I mean, this guy will be...
Toney.
You know, as soon as he comes out, he'll be extinct, because they won't have set his price range properly. And then after that, I imagine, I'm looking in my head, he's going to be around about maybe 100, 120k as a centre-back. Certainly with 89 pace and 90 physical. But yeah, listening to some of those boys, what do you think?
I very much like the sound of that Ferran Torres. Although it's going to be an interesting week, you know. FG's going to have some fun with 2 Man City players he's got a pack. That's Mahrez being a shout. He's going to he's going to absolutely be sending more than usual.
Both on the right side as well.
They are both right-sided. The one game I did catch this weekend was the France-Belgium match. That one, Christ alive, that was a hell of a match. Because I don't know if anyone watched it. There was a goal ruled out for an offside for Belgium. I think just 3 minutes earlier.
Yeah,
very tight.
I said this to the guys. So I was actually on a night shift. I saw that they went 2-0 up. I then saw that France got it back to 2-2. I went to the toilet just as Belgium had scored and gone 3-2 up. By the time I come back from the toilet, they were 3-2 down, and I was like, what the hell's just happened?
Yeah, that is a brilliant game to watch.
Yeah. Also, as note as well, so that was obviously how it was predicted before tonight's game, and I would just let you know now that France have just won 2-1, and Mbappe has a goal and an assist.
Oh, damn. he could be in it then.
That screams maybe.
And
That
Teo Hernandez did assist one of those.
So he's pretty much confirmed now. Goal and assist
So I
in
think
2
Teo
games.
Hernandez will be confirmed. Will they hold off from giving an Mbappe inform?
No.
Sounds like something EA will do. Especially while we've got a Player of the Month Ronaldo out as well. They really want us to give us all at once a Player of the Month Ronaldo and an inform Mbappe?
Yes.
Probably not.
Well, they might make it really expensive.
I think they absolutely would.
Just give it to
I
us.
don't see any point in them holding off on it. You know,
Yeah.
Like, think of players they've held off on last year getting an inform. The only one I can think of is Neymar.
Ronaldo had it like 2 weeks in a row, didn't he though?
Yeah, like,
and everyone thought that was because the upcoming promo he was going to be in, and then he never actually did get in it.
The only one I can think of that they fully held off and kept holding off was Neymar, and that was only the inform coming out in Team of the Year of all places. That's the only one I think they properly went hold.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can absolutely see him shooting the shot on Mbappe now, because he got a penalty in that game as well, which I was shocked they got him to do that, considering the trauma that was against Switzerland, that he missed the penalty. Yeah. I absolutely expected Benzema to step up fully, especially considering he scored one against Sheriff the other week. I mean, the keeper was on fire for Sheriff, but still,
they lost,
Benzema found it. They did lose, yes, but the penalty was still a great shot.
Yeah.
Benzema's in very good form, I thought, especially when he scored after slipping over near enough. Someone got that in the corner.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's an exciting looking team of the week from what I can see. It's a very exciting one. I mean, even Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting's rumoured. Like, the absolute goat.
I didn't want to feel like I weren't selling people like out. So there's Choupo-Moting. You've got Callum Robinson for Ireland there.
Yes.
Yaremchuk, because he scored 2 goals for Ukraine.
That might be one that I'm interested in, if I'm being honest. Yaremchuk, because it's a
80,
top 5 league now, guys.
Pace, 80 shooting.
It's a top 5 league now as well. You've got to bear that in mind.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, there's a Danish right wing who doesn't look terrible, like 86 pace, 79 dribbling.
Oh yeah, Olsen for Bologna.
There's a Bosnian striker. I mean, the Belgian league who got 2 goals this week, so he could potentially be in there.
Prevlak, he's on there as well.
I
mean, he looks terrible though in terms of his stats.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. But I mean, I think if Mbappe is going to be, Mbappe will most likely be in. I reckon. I think
he's got a good shout for it.
He's got a very good shout now. Yes, and as always,
who would fit in your team right now, George? Who would fit in your team?
Good point. Who would fit in my team? Theo Hernandez wouldn't. No, I don't know who would actually.
What team do you have?
It's like Bundesliga / Serie A. So Bundesliga top, Serie A finish.
So yeah, you'd want Guardiola definitely.
Yes. Oh yeah, he'd fit perfect.
He'd be straight in that team. You know, you got Choupo-Moting in there though, mate. Come on, he plays for Bayern. Go on, he's a goat. Yeah. He's great.
Yeah, he'd fit. I need a new midfielder. I need a new centre mid to replace Barella now.
Inform Barella. There you go.
Spoiler alert.
Inform Barella.
Oh yeah, I could. Yeah. Because after situations earlier, I have now got no right centre mid. So that will have to be worked out.
But I mean,
if you come on here, George, try and make me feel bad, mate, you come to the wrong place. I'm not what about you, Mers? Looking at some of these players here, what do you think?
I mean, I'm not surprised that the team of the week looks quite nice and stacked and stuff, because I feel international breaks always tend to have a good team of the week, because at the end of the day, international teams, only realistically the best of those players from those nations are going to be playing. So some of those players that are not ideal that you want to see, like from potentially a Burnley or something like that, getting a team of the week, aren't going to happen, because a couple of Burnley players are obviously going to be in international football, depending on what nations they're from, but most of them are English. Don't think, other than Nick Pope, but everyone would happily have Nick Pope. Chris
Wood plays for...
Chris Wood.
Chris Wood
Yeah.
for
Ashley
New
Barnes is
Zealand?
Austrian.
New Zealand.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. So, but still, like, yeah, that's only a couple of them. But generally speaking, like international break, a lot of the bigger players have the big stage that can earn themselves a nice team of the week. But in terms of what could get into my team, though, out of those, I mean, I can have a full Premier League team, so I guess Rafinha, Mane, Mahrez, and stuff like that could get in the team. Robertson looks interesting as a left mid card on this prediction,
He would
rather
be
than
good
a left
for me.
back.
Yeah.
I'd like
So
that.
like
The interesting thing I think here as well is like you've obviously now, so we've literally just seen Sancho released now with his one to watch, and obviously this is a left wing in form.
Ooh.
So that's going to be interesting to see. Like, obviously, the price difference obviously will be massive anyway because his one to watch will always be priced more. But it'll be interesting to see what people do for their teams because there's probably a lot more left wingers on this game that people would want. Like a lot of people have just got like a Grealish or something at the moment. Anyway, if they've got a left wing or a Sterling, but obviously pace isn't king. We know this year. So 93 dribbling on this Sancho card, like it could be interesting. I think you could see him in a lot of teams.
He sounds like he's going to be really good.
Is he that much of an upgrade on someone like a Grealish? Like, if we're thinking from traditional standards here,
Probably.
Sancho has, on this prediction, only 78 shooting, whilst
Yeah.
most left
Grealish, I
mids,
think, has
Grealish
got-
has probably already got better stats, like 82 pace.
Yeah.
The only thing that stand out would be very, very high dribbling, which
Yeah.
a lot of wingers would have good dribbling. I don't think it would actually be that. I'm going to come with the hot take. I don't think that'd be that good of a card. It'll just be rating fodder. I'm coming with a hot
Yeah.
take. It's fine.
I'm just looking for it to rise. The one to watch Sancho's I just bought, so that's all I care.
There you go. Probably sell before it comes out would be what I recommend.
Yeah, oh
before
yeah,
the
no,
hype.
it will be. Don't you
Probably.
worry. Yeah, probably tomorrow, in fact.
Monday, Tuesday, yeah. Probably good timing.
But
Is
yeah,
that
mate, as you say, so you say you could have a, yeah. I mean, looking at this Prem team, yeah, there's plenty of them in there.
Yep.
Ferran, Rafinha, Mane, Mahrez, Sancho, Robertson. Yeah, you could certainly, if you had a good week of packing informs, have a nice looking team.
And red picks.
And
red picks?
I
Indeed.
honestly-
Yeah.
I honestly think I'd like that Robertson. I like to play 3-5-2 with defensive style left mid, right mid. So my one's Bundesliga. I've got Kostic and Baku in this one that I use on my main account. I've got Kostic and Ferran Torres in my other one. It's a bit less like that. But honestly, if I had Robertson in that position, I think I'd like it. It'd be something that I would probably end up using.
Got to say, on this prediction I've got on my screen, it has Theo Hernandez as a left mid as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does,
I'll
yeah.
Right.
take any of the left mids. If there's a defensive
Yeah.
style left mid, I'm having them. If they can shoot as well, bonus.
But I think that touches everything with the footy and team of the week. So we're going to go with the outro now. So guys, thank you for being in today's podcast. GH, welcome and thank you for being the guest in today's
No worries, no
episode of the
worries.
podcast and stuff like that.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Did you enjoy being part of FUT Eliminator and stuff like that? Obviously,
I hated
do you
it.
feel like
No.
you want to return? Did you?
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. It
You
was.
need to go and watch it, guys. You do.
Yeah,
I'm joking,
Yeah,
it was a
make
great
sure to
time.
obviously check out that FUT Eliminator,
And-
which was around Flashback Pedro, wasn't it?
No.
No.
we
No,
did,
you changed
we did
it?
We changed it, yeah.
Talisca.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Okay, that's nice.
Because obviously he had an instant upgrade. So
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
he did.
We did the one to watch Talisca, and yeah, he can shoot. I will tell you that.
Oh well, for certain
dear.
people.
So much so I didn't do it
Oh,
on the
oh
second
dear.
account.
As long as GH hasn't lost his Taliska, then by the sounds of things,
Well,
it should be okay.
you'll have to wait
Yeah,
and see
'cause-
what happens.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we'll have to
We
wait and
only know
see.
one
So
thing.
I'm just going to tell you, it didn't end well for me. That's all I'll give away.
Well, we're going to actually be introducing you to the bonus draft builder series as well, mate.
Yeah, I can't
yes,
wait to
exactly.
Yeah.
Can't wait to lose that as well.
Some more discards.
Yeah, about to say it could end even worse. Let's not pretend that's the thing.
You thought those were
Yeah.
bad. Wait until you have to discard Messi.
Oh God, how? How the hell
You
would I
delete
be able
club
to do
button,
that?
mate. It's just over the right hand side somewhere.
And run away
Don't
from
forget to
the.
put the pin in.
Yeah.
I'll never return. I'll be like one of those people that just
Never been
disappears.
seen again.
He'll be back
Yeah,
to
Merz
putting
will-
music videos on his YouTube channel.
Yeah, sped up.
Oh god.
But yeah, so make sure to check that out. There's also going to be another FUT Eliminator with Brad, with either myself or Luke on the FSB Creators channel as well. There's obviously the 4-man bonus draft builder, which is the first
I'm looking forward to
battle that we're going to
looking
have
forward to this.
today, and that will be released on next Saturday, or this coming Saturday after you've listened to the podcast. So guys, thank you very much for all being on the podcast. Thank you
No
for
worries.
listening to the podcast, and we'll see you all in the next episode.
Have a good day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.